And you okay? Thank you, Mark. AG Holder, or 82nd Attorney General Lauren, come back in here and rally for Kamala. He is one of our legendary lawyers, serving in the first Obama administration, all the way into the second Obama administration as well. What were your takeaways from what he said, Lauren?
You know, it really resonated with me when AG Holder spoke about the fact that we can't go back to where we were before President Biden inherited the administration, you know, and how important it is to call, knock on doors, do whatever we can do to make sure that we are getting out to vote and making sure our voices are heard, and that Vice President Kamala Harris is elected as president of these United States.
Absolutely, absolutely. We're going to take it back to another state right now. I'm going to turn it over to you, Lauren, as we hear from those who are trying to chart a new way forward with Kamala Harris.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you, Marlon. Now we're going to bring up Roslyn Smith, who has been hard at work mobilizing the Caribbean community in New York. Roslyn, how are you doing?
I am so blessed and grateful to be here, Lauren. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us. So you've been coordinating bus trips to canvass for Vice President Harris, and I hear that you're on one right now.
Well, I'm not exactly on one right now, but I could have been, because we have buses leaving from different boroughs throughout New York City on Sundays, Mondays, Tuesdays, and Saturdays, and various locations where people can leave from. So if you go to newyorkforharris.com, you can see where buses are leaving close to you.
Okay, so that's fabulous. That sounds like a call to action. So you're based in New York, right? So anyone in New York can visit the website?
That's right.
Okay, that's great. And that website one more time?
newyorkforharris.com.
All right. Great. And so you're not on a trip right now, but can you tell us a little bit about what you have seen and some of the trips that you've recently been on? What are some of the places you've been to?
Well, I would say that I have seen people in Pennsylvania and even locally here in New York concerned about their livelihood and their quality of life. And I've seen women who, like myself, are concerned about access to not only reproductive care, but care that is respectful and with dignity. So there's just so much happening all at once.
Sure there is. Have you been targeting any of your efforts when you do your trips and focusing on any particular populations in your engagement or any particular issues?
I would say that, I mean, all the issues that have been described before I spoke, I mean, democracy is on the line, right? Freedom of speech is on the line. You know, access to education is on the line. We have a former president saying he's going to destroy or unban the Department of Education. So I would say, you know, there's so many things happening all at once. And in terms of like targeting, we know that anytime you show up to these bus trips, there is a list that you are given, and you're supposed to work through that voter list for that day, because there are strategists on the back end that are actually doing the targeting for you.
Okay, great. Well, I mean, it sounds fabulous. I haven't had the opportunity to join a bus trip this cycle, but I have been hard at work writing postcards. I'm curious, have you seen a great turnout for the bus trips?
Definitely. I would say a lot of people are engaged. And what is profound about this election is the level of just diversity, whether it's cultural, whether it's even sometimes philosophical. I mean, we have people who are usually conservative leaning that are supporting Kamala Harris because they agree with her policies and her level of decorum that she would bring to the office.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, we thank you for the work that you're doing. I know you will continue to do that. We have 16 days to go before the election. Is there anything that you'd like to leave for particularly the folks here on this call, or folks in your state of New York, and how they can continue getting involved in this election?
Yes, I would. I would say I want everyone to use their voice and their vote. And I want to see Kamala win, because we need to get beyond just a woman's right to choose. There are other things happening in healthcare with regard to women that needs to be addressed, such as obstetric violence. Right. And so I want people to keep in mind that we need to turn out in numbers and show that we're prioritizing a woman's, not just her right to choose, but her right to access healthcare, and healthcare that is respectful and with dignity.
You're absolutely right. Absolutely. Well, thank you again for joining us.
Thank you.
And everyone, if you're in the state of New York, please consider joining one of the many bus trips that are available.
I would love to be on one of those Caribbean bus trips, bus rides, with some music and Caribbean music and food. You can definitely make those things fun. You have to make politics fun, Lauren, in order to kind